Who was the most influential human being to ever exist? Gutenberg, the inventor of the printing press. It never dawned on me just how influential he was until I read the book Mr. B. Gone by Clive Barker, in which demons venture to Earth to stop said invention and thus slow down the progress of all mankind. Genghis Khan. How many people carry his DNA? That old man in the Dos Equi XX beer commercial. Dan Carlin, Hardcore History, said something along the lines of, Gavrilo Princip is the reason we had a Second World War, because Gavrilo Princip is the reason we had a first. Can't remember his or her name, but the dudette that figured out how to start a fire. Well, it wasn't Billy Joel, or any of his friends. He's been quite clear about that. What's a job that's romanticized but in reality sucks? I strongly suspect being a spy doesn't involve half as many high-tech gadgets and spontaneous sexual intercourse as have been led to believe. Edit. Thanks for all the awards. And wow, the way my inbox just blew up, you'd think I'd started an OnlyFans. Architect. You think you'll be designing big fancy iconic buildings. Warehouses, Walmarts, strip malls, and shitbox apartments all need architects, and that's probably what you'll end up doing. Apparently lifeguard, because nobody can find them anymore. Hey man, want to be responsible for a ton of lives for minimum wage in the hot sun? You're also going to be mistaken for a babysitter, mocked for trying to create a safe environment, and pressured to cover your unreliable coworkers' shifts. Where do I sign up? What ruined a sub? Some moderator saying something on the news or somewhat like that. I just got back on AskReddit after years, and honestly the amount of sex questions ruins it for me. Makes it feel like sub is run by a bunch of horny 17-year-olds. Maybe it is. AskReddit is almost 100% ruined for me by people asking the same boring questions to get karma. I still hang on, because some questions are interesting, but man am I tired of people asking about red flags in partners etc. Popularity ruins most subs. People then turn them into creative writing exercises just to get free karma. The most egregious offender is am I the asshole? A lighthearted one, cats who yell used to only be cats who legitimately yelled. Now any meow counts as a yell and I miss it. What's something very rare that people think is very common? It seems having two loving parents that treated you right is rare when you speak to people. Turquoise. I'm beginning study to be a jewelsmith, and apparently most of the turquoise on the planet has already been mined and used. What we use today is a stone called howlite that can visually imitate it. If it's real, it's likely hand mined from the few small mines remaining that have some left. Real turquoise is very expensive as a result. Edit. I goofed, real turquoise is harder than its imitation. Photosensitive epilepsy. Only 3% of all epileptics are triggered by flashing lights, but it's what most people think of when you mention seizures. Receiving CPR and surviving with good quality of life. Tourette syndrome. Well, Tourette is not that uncommon, but the swearing is the most extreme form and it's very uncommon. Non-Italians of Reddit. What do you think every Italian person has in their house? A wooden spoon. Good for stirring and hitting. A large, green pipe that takes you to the mushroom kingdom. Real olive oil. Frequently fucked olive oil. A Bialetti mocha pot. Itty bitty coffee cups for espresso. Totally true. The only correct answer is a bidet. Catholic guilt. Tile floors. A 90-year-old grandma with a hunchback who makes pasta from scratch, and I think that's wonderful. Nona. Strainer. My friend's grandmother never could remember the English word for it, so she called it water go pasta no when speaking with non-Italians.